Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Bommer 6708-645 5-pin cam lock pedestal 645. So let's dissect that a little bit. It's clearly a cam lock. It's going to certainly be for a Postal specialty type product. They say it is 5-pin. I would say they're using the term pin, so it must be a pin tumbler cylinder and not a wafer or disc tumbler. I can't really see down into there behind the weather shield if it's pin or wafer disc tumbler. They say pin, so it's pin tumbler. We can't tell from the key, or at least I can't. And that's what the key looks like. They say 5. There are indeed 5 cuts on that key. Then they say pedestal 645. That's certainly going to be a reference to where it's used. This Bommer product has this exact type of offset cam. It will rotate 90 degrees in one direction. It's called key retaining because you can't pull the key out unless you're in the locked position. That is definitely a tip-off that it is most certainly possible to be pin tumbler, but not exclusively. If I could pull that key out in the unlocked condition, I would certainly say that this is not a pin tumbler cylinder, and definitely wafer disc tumbler. Let's go over some basic dimensional properties. So the underside of the head to the cam, the offset portion of the cam, as you can see, it looks like it's about 13/16. Okay, the center line of that nylon lock nut to the edge of the cam appears to be about 1 3/8. Okay. Definitely pin tumbler, now that I look at it. Actually, I wasn't looking at it. This portion of the top of the cam, the cam lock, is what's called the Bible. That's where the springs, the driver pins, the pin tumblers all reside. That is definitely a pin tumbler. Does that matter? It does. It is a higher security type of lock. It is, and it is, I should not have used the term high security. This is in no way high security. This would be a better platform or technology of cylinder construction when it comes to general security than the disc wafer cam type lock. It's extremely negligible. This is going on a mailbox. Mailboxes are protected by federal law in terms of tampering. Okay, now the other thing is, what's the height of the cam? That's not really important, but nonetheless, about 5/8 of an inch. The outside dimension of the face appears to be right at about 1 inch. Okay. This is the type that is held on with a spring clip. There are a couple of slices or notches in the body on both sides, as you can see. That is so that the spring clip can slide over the body and lock it onto the thickness of the item that you're installing it to, in this case a door. So this will fish through the door. You'll then take the clip and put the bent side towards the inside, and you'll push that clip down into one of the 2 grooves that are there. This manufacturer, whoever makes this lock for Bommer, clearly has the ability to use this on 2 different thicknesses of material. I can't make out the logo that's on the face of that cylinder. Don't know that it's really that important. And those 2 slices or preps are literally for different thicknesses. I've had people want to install cam locks onto something that's a 1/4 inch thick. Well, the thickness of a mailbox, pedestal mailbox door, is not a 1/4 inch. So you need to position those slices in the side of the lock body accordingly. Bommer has sent, oh, it's Compex. There you go. So Compex is clearly the manufacturer of this item for Bommer. A very high quality manufacturer of all sorts of locks that are in these petite type of footprints, your cam locks, things of that nature. They did supply 3 keys. I don't know that that is standard. I would expect 2. They've clearly supplied 3 keys with this. I would expect to receive 3 keys as a result of that, as there's no information telling us or declaring how many keys that you get with the material. So they say in the extended description, Pedestal 645 and 6700 series postal mailboxes. Let's switch to the screen view now and let's take a closer look at the supporting information. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Okay, let's take a look at the extended description information. First, there's an image here. Let's look at some other photographs that we have. This would certainly be what we would call an indirect code. This code, when using a reference manual, some sort of conversion chart, would tell someone who possessed this indirect code and that reference material what the bidding actually was. The factory certainly keeps it on hand. Another view of the lock. There's preparations in the side of the cylinder. That lock nut that's there, then your offset cam, then showing that offset cam in a little different fashion. The retaining clip, the spring clip, and then your 3 keys. Extended description information, as we said, Pedestal 645 or 6700 series mailboxes, and then another image down here. This square plate, retaining plate, did not come with this order of this material, and I expect that this would have come with this at one point. This is probably just a shim, so that if the material thickness that you're installing this to is too thin or thick, too thin in fact, you would use this to build that out. Now, Bommer has discontinued all of their mailboxes, period. They still have some locks still available, at least for now. The year is 2021, and I think they did away with the entire line in 2019. But, you know, we still have some locks on hand. The point is if you don't get this, or even this spring clip, you're obviously replacing an existing mailbox. You wouldn't be doing a new installation. The point is to reuse this. Okay, you're probably buying this lock because you lost the keys, or someone, you know, vandalized or damaged the cylinder itself. So if you don't have this, well, yeah, it's not in this order of 5 locks that I just received. Now there's a link below this video, as seen here, to the manufacturer's page in our site. And when you click on that, that page will load, and the manufacturer's entire product catalog is here. Along with older documents. The Postal Specialty catalog is here. Now this is had been the most current catalog at the time that the manufacturer was still making the material. This catalog's certainly dated, but their product line didn't change very much. You know, I'm just going to guess that this might be March from 2011. That would make sense. I've been looking at this type of catalog since 1990 or 1991, and I don't know that it ever changed, which it doesn't mean anything. It just means, you know, their postal specialties are what they are. So 645, they said, for a pedestal, and 645 does not come up in the catalog at all, but when we do a search for pedestal, there we go, 6700 series. So where 645 is coming from, that just could be the derivative. You know, it's part of the part number apparently. But we're looking at the 6700 pedestal series, and as you get into the catalog, you can do some additional research to see more about what this unit used to be. And here it is. Door lock, 5-pin cam type, 6708 with dust, rain shield, and 3 keys. So that was the standard lock that came with this pedestal series. This is what a pedestal series looks like. You'll have unit mailboxes, and then you'll have parcel lockers. So the way that this would work, from the back side, the mailman would open the door from the rear. He would insert your package. He would remove the key from inside the parcel locker and put that in your unit. So if you opened up your mailbox and saw a key in there, well, you know you've got something in your parcel locker. Probably outgoing mail. Who knows? I'm just, you know, that's how these, you know, work. These parcel mailboxes and parcel lockers. So let's do a search for 6708, and it only comes up a handful of times, but all apparently in relationship to the 6700, but also the Keykeeper. You could, and these Keykeepers are long discontinued. You could have ordered the 5620 Keykeeper with the 6708 lock, which just meant it had the rain shield on it. And that rain shield is just, simply all of this covering the keyway, better seen here. A standard cam lock wouldn't feature this thick head or this guard, the spring-loaded guard over the broaching and the cylinder plug. So that document we obviously leave there for archival purposes, research purposes, informational purposes. This video is not about anything Bommer not related to Postal Specialties, but their product catalog has everything that they manufacture in terms of spring hinges, single and double acting, and of course the architectural and commercial hinges they make as well. If you know the name Bommer at all, you probably do for their 3029 series. If it's not for a mailbox, which it probably isn't, you probably know them for their 3029 series double acting spring hinges. Let's wrap up this video on camera. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Okay, in conclusion, this is the 6708-645 lock for that pedestal. It's very likely that that pedestal is going to last several decades, provided that it is, provided that the doors and the hinges that are there don't break. Those doors have a couple of thin aluminum rods, basically, that have a small amount of machining done to them. They're very thin. They might be 100 thousandths in diameter, and very long springs, so that you could have inserted the doors by depressing the spring or seating it, tipping it in, and then pushing that spring down and popping it in place. The doors people are looking for as well, and those are long gone, unfortunately. So if you don't have trouble with the pedestal or the door or the hinge or the spring, and all you need is the lock, we can help you keep that installation moving forward. The reason Bommer got out of the business is the chief executive officer who runs the company on a daily basis, husband of the wife, the chief operating officer, executive officer, is the husband of the granddaughter of one of the two brothers Bommer that founded the company almost 150 years ago at this point. Just fun fact. Great people over there, and I wish that they didn't discontinue mailboxes, but where I was going with that was they basically told me, we make a very high quality product, which is undeniably true, and we just can't charge what we need to charge for it to make sense for us, given the fact that mailboxes have become a very price-sensitive, race-to-the-bottom sort of business, and that is not what Bommer does. Any questions on this or any other Bommer product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.